Nicholas Heras is a Middle East Security Fellow at the Center for a New American Security. He joins us now from Washington to talk about this. Nick, earlier in the week, President Trump seemed to suggest there would be an imminent U.S. response. Now it appears things have stalled. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley said today, quote, "If you rush to make decisions, you make a mistake."
Well, the Trump administration...
What is the issue in the White House sending this kind of conflicted message?
Well, the Trump administration is taking its time to get everything in order. The Trump team, for the better part of a week, has tried to assemble an international coalition of the willing, which is at the foundation of which is the United Kingdom and France. It's trying to make the case globally to why military action might need to be utilized. And really what this is about is messaging to Russia that is responsible for Bashar al-Assad's actions. And I think that what we have seen over the last week is that there's a robust discussion within the administration and the U.S. military about how to do that. And I think what will happen is that they'll take some more time. There'll be a few more days. They'll allow the inspectors to go in. They'll give Russia another chance to come to its senses. And if they decide to use a military strike, it's under the logic that they need to escalate the situation to get Russia's attention, to get serious about de-escalating the Syrian civil war.
Well, that sounds reasonable, sensible. Get all the information, get your team together. But President Trump made a threat, said it would happen soon. And it sounds like a repeat of 2013 when President Obama said there was a red line over Syria using chemical weapons. It happened. He didn't act. Is there a risk here that the White House has sent in that the president's threatening tweets don't carry much weight, like Obama's red line?
Well, this is certainly President Trump's red line moment. In a lot of ways, he's put himself in a corner. And although he's sent subsequent tweets that have tried to, in a way, slow down the process, there is a lot of anticipation that President Trump is not only going to talk a big game, but he's also going to play a big game. And he has put a lot of political capital, particularly in national security matters, on the line here. But it's not just about President Trump. It's about President Macron of France, Prime Minister May of the United Kingdom. I mean, President Trump has essentially lined up the United Kingdom and France to be part of this endeavor. And if President Trump blinks at this moment and he gives Vladimir Putin what he wants, which is Putin wants Trump to back down, then Trump will have failed his allies.
Well, you have Russia now claiming that the attack was staged, suggesting the UK was involved in organizing what it sees as a provocation. So what is Russia trying to do here, and do you think it will be successful?
Russia is trying to throw a lot of ink into the water. I mean, fundamentally, Russia is aware that the United States is putting it on notice, that this is not about Bashar al-Assad as much as this is about Russia. For more than a month now, the Trump administration, via the UN, has been trying to get Russia to bring Bashar al-Assad to heel. The Trump administration strategically views Syria as only being solved by a big power agreement between the United States and Russia. The United States in eastern Syria, Russia in western Syria, where Assad is strongest. And what the administration is doing is they're saying, Russia, you're on notice. This is your guy. You got to bring him to heel. And if you don't, we will smack him very hard until you realize that he is not the dog that you want to have in this fight.
And Nick, on that point, let's listen to what Ambassador Nikki Haley said today as it relates to Russia at the UN.
But we know who did this. Our allies know who did this. Russia can complain all it wants about fake news, but no one is buying its lies and its cover-ups. Russia was supposed to guarantee that Assad wouldn't use chemical weapons, and Russia did the opposite.
So it sounds like what you're saying is a deal needs to be made between the U.S. and Russia. President Trump consistently says getting along with Russia is a great idea. He personally likes President Putin, and the feeling seems to be mutual. Should President Trump, isn't this a key moment for President Trump to deliver on that sentiment?
Well, you see that the U.S. has given Russia ample opportunity to de-escalate the situation. But the challenge is that President Trump seems to measure his policies based on how they compare to former President Barack Obama. If President Trump walks away from the situation with some sort of small-time deal that doesn't remove Assad's remaining chemical weapons, and in fact doesn't freeze the conflict, and would actually give Assad the political cover to continue to wage war on opposition communities, then in fact President Trump has done worse than President Obama. That President Trump would have gotten a worse deal than President Obama did in 2013.
All right, Nicholas Heras in our DC bureau, thanks for taking some time to speak with us today.
Thank you.